down exactly what we want. So finding KJ was the right fit because we kind of knew how he was. It was a risk, definitely. It was a risk, definitely. But when these guys came up with the idea, and it was very spontaneous during that time where there was a lot of noise about the political situation in Malaysia and all that, right? And then KJ seems to be sticking out because, people just love him overall, of his charisma and all that. And it was just a really random, casual conversation. So the team said, if you want to get a talent on board, who would it be that is not a DJ, that's not currently an announcer from another station, that is not a celebrity and all that? Who would it be? It was just something random that we want to throw out there and just challenge ourselves, right? And then during that time when this was happening, KJ lost his job, lost his position in the party and all that. Oh, maybe he needs a job. Why don't we give him a job? And it was just a, casual conversation and all that. And I thought, when I heard that from the team, it's like, that's a great idea. I love that. I love that. Because I love these new challenges and all that, just pushing the boundaries, right? Great idea. I was like, let's pursue that. And of course, my team was like, can be done or not? I said, okay, let's ask the hard questions, right? What is he good at? He's good persona. People like him. People like to see him. He has a nice title behind him: tall, dark, and handsome. He can talk. He's intelligent. But is he funny? We don't expect him to be funny. That's not his job, right? He's trying. He needs to be himself. Maybe it can work. So I guess those are the things that we always brainstorm about. Talk about these random things and all that, and just ideas can come up from anywhere. So one of that discussion was perfect timing. So when the team came out with it, okay, let's pursue it. And I like to encourage that. And I like to encourage that, meaning that, oh, these big ideas, let's do it. Let's try it. It's better if we try and we fail than we not try at all. Lah. Betul tak? So push it on, help them out. And this happened like randomly. And I remember this so well. So Friday night, I was at a concert, Bunga Citra Lestari concert in Plenary Hall. I was enjoying that, and then the news broke out about KJ not being jobless lah, literally. Okay. Then I got WhatsApp messages and all that from my team, then saying that this happened, blah blah blah, and all that. What do we do? Blah blah. Do you still want to continue? And then try to do and offer him a job and all that. Worry that it's going to get backlash, blah blah blah, and all that. I said, you know what? It's a great idea. Let's do it. Let's just try it out and see what happens and see if he responds or not. I don't have his personal number, lah. Let's be honest. I don't have no connection with him, nothing whatsoever. So we said this, and then we, of course, elevated to our shareholders and all that, our board of directors and all that, saying that this is what we're doing. Just FYI, lah, in case it goes up to you and all that, lah. So, of course, I have to do my part, And then the team just organize everything else. But I support them from behind. I encourage them, just do it. Tell me how you're going to do it, and let me see it before it goes out, just in case lah. At least I can back you guys up, if in case anything happens or backlash or anything like that. So the next day, Saturday, of course, people will be off and all that. But in radio, there's no sleeping, It's 24 hours, man. 24 hours. I'll be up in the middle of the night. Something is wrong and all that. And I'll comment to my team. And it happened to me before also when I was working. My supervisor, my boss will be telling me, hey, what did you do here? And it's like, hey, I'm out of office already. It's my off day. It's not. So radio doesn't sleep. It's been like that forever. So it's been in my DNA. So literally, if it's even my off days, we'll be like on the ball with what's happening and how do we put it on our platform, right? So on Saturday, we came up with the idea. I called everyone to ensure that we're clear with this in terms of compliance-wise, regulations-wise. Make sure we don't break any rules. Don't break the law. The law can break the rules. Don't break the law.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we go by, lah. So when that's clear, check with everything and all that. I told the team, okay, move on it. Propose to it. How are you going to do it? So they open up an offer letter, an open letter to join us, or post it on social media. I checked everything else, make sure it's there. One of the things that you don't see if you go back to that offer letter to KJ was that there's no signature under it. It was supposed to be my name. I said, don't put my name there. Make it blank. It's from Hot FM. So that was the thing that was cut off lah, and that went off on air, and that went viral. We just hope that for him to just respond to at least a tweet or comment. That's it. We don't expect him to actually call us or anything like that. I'm sure he's busy. I'm sure he's going through a lot of things. And we just hope that at least respond only lah. And that was the only thing we expected. If he just responded and said, sorry, I'm busy and all that, we accepted it. But we just wanted to see it, try our luck. But if he does join, it's like, oh my God, it will be the biggest deal of the century lah. Never been done before. I've never heard this in my career in radio. I've never heard this type of thing before. But if we do it, it will be super. It will be like cherry on top of my career in radio, my personal career in radio. And I was a part of this team that came up with this brilliant idea. So I just helped out on the side and all that to make sure that they are covered lah. So it's my responsibility as well. So when that happened and all that, everybody pitched in the ideas and all that to make it work, and we got everybody there. The hot team, Jake also was involved, Aaron also was involved, was giving every bit of details of how to ensure that we do this well lah. Of course, we had the experience of what we have done before, because these guys are new to certain things and all that. Then we put together what can go wrong and what can go right, and put everything on it and ensure that we are really confident with this and go all the way. Then when that happened, and we almost gave up at one point because he never responded. So KJ never responded for about a week. So we waited still. So the letter went out on 28th January, if I can remember, right? 28th January. So a week later, it didn't respond. And then another week, we said we give it another week and see what happens. So hopefully he responds then. If he doesn't respond, then maybe we get him to just write, just thank you, but I can't take this right now, or something like that. At least something, or even a voice note, so we can play it. So then somehow he responded 2 weeks later, and then when he responded, we got the news from his press secretary. His PA lah, Bobby, updated us. Okay, he said he will come on air. He will let you know exactly when, what day. So we expected that. I said, okay, great. So, and then he said it will come on Wednesday. And at that point, it was February 15th lah. So, and then we did not know that what he was going to do. We said probably he was just going to come on air and all that. But then he came out with a video. He released a video on his social media saying that he's joining the political party Hot FM. I was like, oh my God, didn't expect that. And it blew up. I was like, oh, okay, all this work, all this effort that we put into it, all this back and forth, all this trying to make sure that everything was all right, everything was clean, we're not going against the law, everything like that and all that, was all worth it when he released that video. And the next day he came on board. Then that was history lah. That was like hari ini dalam sejarah for us, literally. Maybe for the country as well, but for us, it was the best thing ever. And in my radio career, I can't remember anything that is as big as this one. Close to it, but not as big as this one. This one like was super. And to me, it was like, yeah, I love this. This is what taught me to make radio not just radio. It's about creating great content for radio. It's not just playing music. It's not about having good voices, DJs having good voices and all that. It's about everything that is to it. You are connecting with people. How do you connect with people? So that was the best thing ever. So what we do here is we try to do it differently from what we were trained before, and finding talents that is not your typical celebrities, your other DJs and all that. It's literally finding, it could be somebody from out there that is working at a customer service and has great personality behind it. They just don't know it, right? And you hear it, it's like, hey, it's gonna be something here. Come, join us. That kind of thing, And then ends up, it's actually going to be, I have a few of that discoveries along the way in my career. Yeah. So you just have to open yourself up. Don't just limit yourself to a certain, because talents are everywhere. You just need to know what you're looking for and how can this fit into your brands.
That's amazing. I salute you for that, because hearing from you, it was such a risk it's political. There's so many things that could happen.
Very, very.
And yeah, really, and it's being a CEO. That's such a big risk.
It is a big risk. It is what people don't see because the work behind the scenes is actually tough. They see the things that, oh, nice, oh, viral, oh, looks great, oh, funny, and all those kind of things. But the work, the effort behind it, it literally took the whole team to prepare for it, and took the weekend off to prepare for it. And I literally was at that Saturday that we were trying to make this happen. I was literally on the road to see my daughter at her dorm in the asrama in Raut Pahang because I promised to see her on the weekend. But I had to do this at the same time. So luckily my wife was with me, so I told her to drive, let me work on this on the phone call and all that, let me work with the team and all that to ensure that they're on the track lah. Because the drive from my house to there is about 2 to 3 hours. So I cannot even skip 5 minutes. I have to be on the ball with them to make sure that they're on the ball with whatever they're doing. Make sure they're all right and all that. We literally was on the phone with each other in the WhatsApp group and all that to make sure it happened. If this happened like the time when there's no social media and all that, it would be quite tougher. Back in the day in the 2000s that I was in my younger years lah, my early career and all that, because hardly any WhatsApp or visual or video call or anything like that, kan? Everything was so manual, so maybe it was harder to execute like this. Now that you have all these gadgets and all that to move fast and to create everything on remotely and all that, you don't have to go back to the office. It makes it easier lah. So I guess timing is also everything, right? If not, then if I did this back in the day without any social media or gadgets and all that, we have to go back to the office and get it done. Now you don't have to. So I guess those are the blessing in disguise. But a lot of people was actually involved with it. I guess the whole hot team was behind it. I got the digital team to create visuals for it, to do the letter for it. I had to deal with my group managing director at that time as well to make sure. And then I called my shareholders to make sure that he's all right. Personally, I had to call him and say that this is what I'm going to do. Hope you're okay with it, And luckily, the first thing he said was, first he just giggled, huh? I was like, okay, this is trouble. He's probably going to scream at me. And this, this really happened. I love this. This is the best thing ever. I love this idea. Go for it. Oh, when he just agreed to it and he was okay with it, there was nothing wrong with it. I was like, guys, let's run with this. Let's run with this. So I, helped out the connection with everyone else on top, but everyone else at the bottom, make sure that they do it right lah. So everything, make sure when you do this kind of things that's so big, make sure you cover everything else lah with people that is invested to the business, the shareholders, the bosses and all that. Must make sure everything is covered dulu.
Yeah. That's why people don't see it, right? The shareholders behind pulling all the strings with the board, with the MD, with all the stakeholders. Wow, that is the.
It's not that I duduk belakang tengok je diorang buat apa semua macam dah buat belum? Dah kerja belum? Bagi I report. No, I was literally on the phone and all that back and forth while I was driving to see my daughter, but then at the same time trying to approve whatever that they're doing, make sure it's right, make sure it's worded right, apa semua, all these copies and connect with the other guys, So everybody was involved lah. But credit to the team for pulling up so fast,
Congratulations. So, yeah, so as we speak now, I think last week or 2 weeks ago was your 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
This is the photo you took with Shari and KJ also.
Yep.
And congratulations. I actually listen to Hot FM now because
all right.
of this.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't think we'd go this far, When we started, we thought that, okay lah, at least dapat for 1 week KJ with us, nice. Dapat 1 day pun nice. That was surprising to us is that KJ is so unpredictable that it benefited us in so many ways. Because we thought that it's just going to be temporary and then, okay lah, I tried it and maybe I move on. And we kind of prepared for that lah when he agreed to join us. But he said, okay, let's do this next week again. And then let's do it for another week for 1 month. I was like, oh, okay. All right. And then continue again. And then 3 months later, he was still on. I was like, okay, how far are we going? Because we didn't know whether he's going to go back to politics at that point and all that, right? Because he was still ding-donging and all that, still trying to find his way into politics and all that. And then he released Keluar Sekejap after he joined us on the air, on radio. So, and then we thought, okay, maybe he is going back to politics. And then after the 3rd month, then he literally just came to us and said, do you still want me on radio? well, do you still want to go on radio? I don't know what your proposal is next. No, I have no plans to go back to politics yet. No, I really want to take a break. If you still want me on radio, I'm worthy to be a radio jock for you guys and all that. Hey, I'm offering myself to you. I was like, wow, you're offering yourself to us. I'm like, okay, let's do it for a year. How about it? Let's do it until no, last year was until end of December, and then we'll see what happens then. And then came December, and then it's like, do you still want to do this again? Do you still want me? Okay, I'm okay to do it. Okay, let's sign on again. So second year now. So that's why we celebrated that 1 year anniversary. We never thought we'd be celebrating a 1 year anniversary with KJ. Seriously, never thought that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. It's like really, KJ really worked wonders for us. And, you know, Alhamdulillah, shukr for all his support and all that, and really made Hot FM one of the biggest, if not the biggest radio station right now. And still people talk about it, and because of these things that we have done, and we made a really drastic last minute decision to have him on board and to do this was the best decision of your life. And sometimes that moment only comes once, never again. And if you did not make that decision to move on it and to offer him a job, I don't think we'll ever, or we'll probably regret it today lah. You know, so